Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another video game collecting video. I picked out some games from my PlayStation collection. PlayStation and Sega Saturn are my two favorite systems to collect for, two favorite systems to play. I like Super Nintendo a lot too, um, but I don't collect for Super Nintendo. But I just picked out some games that, if you're hunting for games and, you want to know what's rare or what can be pricey or what's pricey, what do gamers want when it comes to PlayStation 1 games, I will show you in a series of videos. So I have a few here. I'm not going to go over the entire library because I have like, I don't know, 300 PlayStation games or something like that. I don't think I have 300. I probably more like 200. But it's a lot to go over in one video, and I just want to try to make these as short as I can. So we'll start off. Let me just grab a couple, put them in my lap. And we'll start off with this one. Adventures of Lomax. Remember that. It's a desirable game. It's an action platformer based off of the game Lemmings. Actually, Lomax is a lemming. And you go through different stages, platforming stages, almost like an old school 2D Mario game where you're hopping from platform to platform to get to the end of the level. Desirable game. This game usually goes for anywhere between $80 to $100. Alondra. Make sure this game, I mentioned it in another video, make sure this game comes with the map. Very popular working designs game, sort of like a Zelda game. Collectors love it. Complete with the map will probably run you about maybe $70. Without the map, maybe $40, maybe $50. So there is a bit of a difference there. Also by working designs, so you got to keep an eye out for disc variants. The rarest disc variant, I don't have it. It's something that I would like to get. But the rarest disc variant for Alondra, I believe, almost the artwork looks very much like one of the Easter Island heads. It's obviously not an Easter Island head, but it has that look to it, and that's on the disc art. That, I think, is the rarest disc art when it comes to Alondra. I'll put a quick picture of it in this video. Moving along. Again, another one from Working Designs. Anything with Working Designs. Let me tell you, if you're out in the wild and you're collecting for PlayStation, PlayStation 2, TurboGrafx 16, Sega Saturn, and you see that logo, Working Designs, get it. Even if it's a disc only, get it. Because Working Designs released some of the most expensive games on any platform. Gamers love Working Designs. Working Designs staff, in particular Victor Ireland, was very dedicated to his fans, enjoyed these games, enjoyed localizing these games for Western fans. So here we have Ark the Lad Collection. It's a big boy. It's a collection of the Ark the Lad games that were all released in Japan, and Working Designs decided to port it over to the States in 2000. You got to make sure it opens up, and you got to make sure it has all the contents in it. As for the contents, it tells you what the contents are right over here. So I'm not going to open this and take them all out. Of course, it comes with the game, the manual, and a bunch of other things. Buttons, memory card holder, you name it. Working Designs really went above and beyond for their fans. That will run you, I think, about $80 to $100. Next one, Azure Dreams, a roguelike type game. Nothing really too spectacular about it. At the time, it had nice graphics. It's done by Konami, who released Castlevania. A complete copy of this would probably run you anywhere between $50 and $60. Now, some of these games, before I go on, I still have a few more I have to show you before I end this video. Now, just because a game is expensive doesn't mean it's good. In a lot of cases, very expensive games are usually crap. But there are also a lot of examples where very expensive games are good. So, just keep in mind that not every game that's expensive, oh, it must be great. Not necessarily. Brave Fencer Musashi. This is probably like a $40 to $50 game. Now, what's important about this is that the game is one disc, but it comes with the Final Fantasy VIII demo disc. If this disc is missing, it will go for significantly less money. Gamers will, very picky, like comic book collectors, as I've said before, and they have every right to be. You got to make sure that it has the Final Fantasy CD. And if it's something that you forget, like, well, I'm not really a gamer, I see these games in the wild, how do I know if it's complete? Well, it says right there. It comes with the Final Fantasy VIII disc. If it doesn't come with that disc, then it's not complete. Another pricey game by Atlas. You'll see in this series of videos, when it comes to pricey games, you'll see Atlas a lot, and you'll see Working Designs. Well, here's one by Atlas called Brigantine. Again, you gotta make sure it's complete, and this is one of those games that it's just not considered complete if it has the art, the game, and the manual. Now, it also comes with something else, like Alondra, a map. Brigantine, without the map, will cost you, wow, this is a really nice copy. I kept this in such great shape. Anyway, a copy of Brigantine without the map will probably, let's just go with that. That's probably like a $170 game, maybe a $160 game. Without the map, probably be $30 or $40 less. All right, so the map is important. Another Working Designs game, Elemental Gearbolt. Now, Elemental Gearbolt has the distinction of being the rarest game on the PlayStation. Not this copy. No, originally, I forget which show it was. At a specific gaming show or convention or whatever it was, and I think in 1999 maybe, Working Designs released about 20 Elemental Gearbolts that came in gun cases. It came with, because it's a light gun game, that came with, I think, a golden gun, I think it was gold, and memory cards, the game, and it came in one of those metal-looking gun cases. It's the holy grail when it comes to PlayStation collecting, and I think there are only 20 of them in existence, and they were just given out to, I guess, special attendees at the event. I don't know the whole story behind it. I read it one time and I forgot, but it's a very limited number. So Elemental Gearbolt, that copy is very rare. But for everybody else, this copy, not necessarily rare, but desirable. And it's a Working Designs game. Now you see, it says one disc here. Now I mentioned in another video, you got to check when you're buying these, these double jewel cases. You would think that there are 2 discs in it. Not always. You see? Not always. Just one disc. So you got to make sure you pay attention. A copy of Elemental Gearbolt complete will probably cost you $80 to $100. Here's another one that's become pricey over the last couple of years. I mean, it was always a desirable game, but it started to go up in price. Einhander. This is by Squaresoft, the people that made Final Fantasy. Usually Squaresoft, their games are not expensive. They're usually affordable. And games like Final Fantasy VII, 8, 9, there were a ton of them out there, right? And a bunch of other games that they released, like Chrono Cross and so forth. But this one here is different. Not many people bought it, I don't think. and it's become desirable. And it's a good game too. It's a shmup, one of those games like you pilot a ship and you have to go shooting other ships and you only take one hit and you blow up. But Squaresoft added their own take on that formula in Einhander. A complete copy will probably run you about $100. Yeah, this has gone up. I mean, this wasn't part of my original collection. Where I said in one video that 75% of all the games I have, I bought when they first came out, or sometime after they came out when they were in bargain bin. Now, I bought this off of eBay probably 10 years ago, and it cost me like $30. It was a game that I liked. I played it a couple of times, but I just never bought it. I figured, oh, let me get it, add it for my collection. But within the last, I think, a few years, 3 or 4 years, this game has gone up from $30 to $100. Two more. And they share a unique quality. This is Dino Crisis. Not a very expensive game, probably $30, $40. Now, remember I talked about you have to check to make sure that those double jewel disc cases have, whether or not it has 2 discs or 1 disc. Well, one disc, excuse me. Well, here we have a single jewel case, but it actually has 2 discs in it. It has the Resident Evil 3 demo, and it has the game. Now, I know they released another version of this. Now, this one says it came out, this I bought on day 1, along with Suikoden 2, back in 1999. But on this version, it tells you that it comes with the Resident Evil 3 demo. And I think other versions, it doesn't come with it, and it won't have this on it. So that's another thing you gotta pay attention to. And the very last one, like I said, it shares that same 2-disc in a single jewel case style. Again, just like with Dino Crisis. This is called Countdown Vampires. It's about $50 or $60. It is a Resident Evil 2 clone. Some say it's a bad Resident Evil 2 clone. I thought it was pretty good. But I'm not going to talk about the game, the story, and all that stuff. It's a pretty good game, but it is rare. You don't see it that often. You might go on eBay and find it every now and then. But it's not something that pops up often. And when it does pop up, it's usually about $50, $60. So if you see it out in the wild, make sure it has 2 discs. And it's not a demo. It's, continuation from the first disc. Make sure it has everything. Well, that's part 1 of my PlayStation the games to look out for. I'll probably release a few more of these videos. I'm already at 12 minutes. That's why I didn't want to do the whole thing. But hopefully you'll stay tuned. And thank you for watching.